So at the point of me recording this video, I've scaled my client's coaching business to 125k a month because we bought access to all of Iman Gadzhi's front-end and back-end systems for 18k. I copied them, I applied them, and we became the world's biggest health community on School. So I want to break all of them down. How Iman's top funnel grew his YouTube to 3 million subscribers in a year. How his middle funnel pre-sells his entire audience on YouTube before they ever get on a landing page or a sales call. And how his bottom funnel made him $100 million in info sales called the YouTube event funnel. The same funnel like the Make Money Online Challenge 2.0 that is literally about to launch in exactly 30 minutes from now at the point of me recording this video. Enjoy! So what made Iman so magnetic? If we actually look at his subscriber count in 2022 in August, he had 395,000 subscribers. But in 2023 in August, he had 3 million, which means he grew by 2.6 million subscribers within a year. And I want to break down what made him grow so quickly. To understand it, we must know that all these people actually have their own bucket. Iman Gadzhi, Andrew Tate, Alex Ramosi, and now slowly but surely also Daniel Dalen have their own bucket of their brand, their own unique associations. Now, most creators think, hey, I'm just going to do what Andrew Tate does or what Iman does or what Alex Ramosi does or what Daniel Dalen does, and therefore they think that they can capitalize on as much money as these guys do. But in fact, they're basically only picking up the crumbs that these guys have left over. Now, what people like Iman do is actually that they don't take the crumb of somebody else's cake, but they have their own cake, which Iman's case was old money fashion, monk mode, dating, self-improvement, online business, and retiring imam, and old money lifestyle. And therefore he built a brand that was in demand, but that hasn't been met before, because he had all these things that people demanded, and he told them, hey, you can get all of this just by getting into SMMA. And that made him $100 million in sales. Now, how did he do that? Iman had a ratio of grow, and nurture, which is a 3-to-1 ratio to grow. A lot of people think that the reason why he blew up so quickly is because he had his own unique ideas, but that's not true. There's a software called VSL where you can basically look at outlier ideas that went viral. It says 10.9x, and it means that it reached 10.9 times more people than the average viewer on the channel of Sunny Lenarduzzi usually reached, which means usually she will reach around 27 to 30,000 views per video, but this time she reached 11,000 views. So it's very likely that this idea is very likely to go viral, and that is something that Iman used, because if you actually look at Ali Abdaal's idea, 21 life lessons for teenagers, he then used that exact idea 2 years later on another video that says 17 life lessons I wish someone had told me. And if you don't believe me, we can scroll down and see the same idea again, 21 life lessons for teenagers, and he has a video 2 years later that says 7 principles for teenagers to become millionaires. So no, he didn't have his own ideas, yet his brand was the most unique brand ever built at that time. Why was that? If we actually look at his brand or his entire cake again, you will see that the things that he teaches people are very different to the things that Ali Abdaal would teach somebody. So he would use the same idea because he knew that was in demand, but he would give them something that hasn't been met before, like old money fashion or dating or monk mode or old money lifestyle. Things that Ali Abdaal himself would never talk about. That is why his brand was so unique, yet he grew so quickly. People needed these ideas that he put out on YouTube, and he gave them his own 17 life lessons. It's still unique, but it's in demand. A lot of people ask themselves why his video went viral so quickly or why his YouTube channel performed so well, and they think that he is this mastermind who just knows which thumbnail to put in and which title, and it's just gonna magically go viral because it's just the way he is. But it's actually not the truth. He just had a very amazing system. If you go on view stats, you can actually check the amount of thumbnails that somebody tested before they chose the thumbnail that they use currently. And the truth is that until this day, since 2023, he is A, B, and C testing thumbnails, and he used 22 thumbnails on this one video. Why is that? Because the repackaging of a video can blow a video up, and he did the same here. Matter of fact, and we're in 22 thumbnails here, but he used 31 different thumbnails. That is insane. So he basically took a video and he said, hey, I'm not going to use one thumbnail, I'm going to A, B, and C test it and then take the winner. And once I have the winner, I will C, D, and E test it, and once I have the winner, I will D, F, and G test it, and then do the same again. And that leads to results like these. If you look at a video that performed average, literally a different thumbnail can lead to that video blowing up out of nowhere. So if he knew that the idea worked because he just replicated ideas that worked already, and he was good in front of a camera, he basically just A, B, C, D, E, F, G tested his packaging over and over and over again, there was no element left of his videos that he could have messed up. And that is why his channel grew so quickly. But you cannot just replicate ideas forever, which is why Iman started to realize that he can spot patterns. If you look at his videos, there will be videos like these: 3 things freebies, 7 worst purchases, 17 side hustles. And after seeing that these free 17 videos work, he just did it over and over again. 7 principles for teenagers, 7 money tips, 5 side hustles, 8 money tips, 17 life lessons, 7 millionaire skills, 7 AI tools, 7 habits. So once you see a pattern after replicating other people's ideas, you will actually realize, damn, I can just use these patterns over and over again and I don't need to replicate people's ideas anymore. So this is how you build a unique brand. Replicate other people's ideas, give them your own solutions to the problem that you're solving with a video, if you are solving a problem, and then spot patterns. Once you spotted a pattern, you rinse and repeat that pattern over and over and over and over again. That is why he grew from 390k subscribers to 3 million subscribers within a year. 2. How did Iman pre-sell his audience on YouTube? Iman had almost 0 call to actions in his videos. He had almost 0 links in the description, used 0 ads on YouTube, yet his audience was ready to buy without leaving the YouTube platform. No landing page and no sales calls needed. How did he do that? The first thing is called people hate being sold to, but they love to go shopping. It's a concept that I teach over and over again, and it applies here as well. If you look at a video that's called Disappear and Come Back Unrecognizable, this video got 2 million views without funneling or anything, just organic. If you look at the video, after around 3 to 4 minutes, there is a seamless pitch, and that's what you call seamless marketing. Within that 17-minute video, at minute 4, he basically tells them that rule number 2 is to change your style, because if you change your style, you will feel better, and if you feel better, you will sell better, and if you sell better, you will make more money. And then he funnels them to the product that gives them the solution. Hey, by the way, if you want to change your style, there's literally a module inside Digital Launchpad that teaches you how to teach your style by my own personal tailor. And if you're interested in that, you can just Google Digital Launchpad or download the app on the App Store and you can buy it right away. It's $37 a month. It's literally less than a coffee a day. That was 17 seconds long. People hate being sold to, but they love to go shopping. Make the product intriguing to people within a couple seconds and people will buy without you funneling them to a link in the description or anything. 2. Pre-handling objections. Iman does YouTube launches, and within these YouTube launches, he funnels people into his sales funnel and makes a lot of sales. But he also gets a lot of data on sales that he doesn't make. So he gets a lot of reasons why people buy and also reasons why people don't buy when people hop on sales calls. These reasons are stored from sales calls, as I explained from the funnel, but also from comments and DMs and Q&As on Instagram. Once he has this storage of reasons why people buy and don't buy, he basically eliminates every single reason not to buy and doubles down on every reason why people do buy. And he does that within his YouTube videos. Which means before getting on a sales call, where you need to handle all the objections and where you need to gain trust and sell somebody on the opportunity, he sells people on the opportunity before people ever get on a sales call. I talked to his sales reps, like multiple of his sales reps that I met whilst traveling, because you used to have like 80 sales reps at a time. And the truth is that their sales calls usually took 15 to 30 minutes because they didn't need to sell people on an opportunity. They only needed to collect the payment immediately because people had 1 or 2 questions that they needed to have answered. And that's because he pre-sells people in his YouTube videos with that data. Because that's, whether you sell them on the solution or whether you eliminate every reason not to buy, builds trust. So you can build trust with somebody by handling all the objections on a sales call, or you can do all of that within marketing. And that can build enough trust in order to make a sale. That is how you convert a viewer into a buyer. I actually have a whole video that's called How to Turn Viewers into Buyers, where I break down this entire principle of basically indoctrinating people with the right belief in order to make them buy from you. I will link it in that corner or that corner, I don't know, but you can watch it after watching this video. 3. How did he make $100 million with one singular funnel? These videos that I just told you about that pre-handle people's objections actually funnel people through a link in the description to a different video. That video is a YouTube SL. A YouTube SL is something that a lot of people don't know about. It's a VSL that is basically designed to go viral on YouTube. So instead of launching ads and doing all these call to actions and doing all of this, YouTube video itself, the VSL itself, is designed to perform on YouTube. So that YouTube itself sends out your content to random people in order to make them buy your product. So instead of paying money for traffic, you only need the skill to write and to present in front of a camera and package that into a good idea and then know how to write a YouTube SL, and you get free traffic onto your VSL. That's literally a money glitch that people don't know about. Not only does it go viral, but it also hypes up the solution. It also collects leads. It also gets sales. It needs 0 ads, and it also collects data because you will find out why people buy from you or don't buy from you. That is incredibly powerful. And for the last year or so, I've basically written dozens, if not hundreds of YouTube SLs in order to make my clients a lot of money. So if you want to have a full breakdown, just leave a comment down below. below so that I know that you do, and then I'll record a full breakdown of a YouTube SL in a couple of days. Now the YouTube SL, the Instagram ads, YouTube videos, and Instagram stories all funnel them into one singular funnel, which is a landing page of his new YouTube event. That is how you sign up to it. He tells people to get a free ticket and tells them to register. He collects all the data on their age, how much money they have saved up, what interests they have, what situation they're in, whether they have bought a product before or they haven't bought a product, how long they have watched them for, in order to score these leads. What he does afterwards is not actually collect them as a lead, but he upsells them onto a $97 VIP ticket in order to increase the conversion rates. Because if people already paid $97 and they get a lot for their money's worth, they will trust Iman within a few days and will be way more likely to buy from him, which is why he launches the VIP ticket. Not only that, but he also gets all the ad costs back because he basically has hundreds of people already signing up to the $97 program, which is why he gets his ad spend back, builds a lot of trust, and doesn't actually take any risk while launching his events. And if you say no, he has a second upsell for a $47 product, which is the consulting.com mindset program by Sam Ovens. Again, just to build trust, because I have the consulting.com mindset program and it's insane. And that for $47 is literally nothing, like absolutely nothing. It changed my entire life completely. And he gives that away for $47 a month because people will say, holy this is everything that I got for $47. That is insane. So they're way more likely to buy his product later on for $1,500. And only then does he allow them to join the WhatsApp group. He doesn't collect leads on email only, but he funnels them into a WhatsApp group. Sure, a lot of people check their email, but even more people check their WhatsApp. Simple as that. That's where he warms them up and he hypes them up for the YouTube event. The YouTube event is literally just a collection of YouTube SLs. In order to warm them up, hype them up, sell them on the opportunity in the YouTube SL1, in another YouTube SL, and then in a third YouTube SL. And the third YouTube SL will actually get them on a sales call or will get them to a landing page where they buy a $1,500 product, maybe in a $700 or $800 upsell in the background. And that eventually is what made him $100 million in info sales until today, September 2025, and will probably make him way more money in the future. Now, obviously, these are all three different types of videos. I just used this picture 3 times, but technically you could just delete these and it will just be YouTube SL. Just be aware of that. Now, as I explained before, if you are interested, I'm going to film a full breakdown on how to write the YouTube SL, but I already filmed a full breakdown on how to turn a viewer into a buyer by eliminating every reason not to buy and doubling down on every reason to buy in your content. The video is going to be up here. As always, I want to thank you for your time, and I'm very glad that I could help you today. Bye-bye.